Hello, hi, welcome, and thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a timeless collective reading. So whenever this reading finds its way to you is the right time, but keep in mind it's a general reading. See what signs, symbols, messages, energies resonate for you in your particular situation, and hopefully help bring you a little clarity on whatever you're wondering. It could broaden your perspective, narrow your focus, help you see something with fresh eyes in a new way, in a new light. But in the end, always trust yourself, that divine inner guidance, it's inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. We're going to start with one message from the Thoth Tarot. Let's see what God's source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What is the opening energy to be aware of and have insight on for the collective right now? Please and thank you. One message, please. I don't know why I see a green balloon. That was very specific. I hope that was helpful for someone. But the green does make me think of the heart chakra. So maybe something is lifting. Maybe somebody's heart is lifting up, opening up. Maybe somebody has a birthday coming up and green is important for some reason. Green also makes me think of nature. I don't know, that was kind of an interesting thing to see. What is the foundational energy for the collective right now, please and thank you. Oh, we got all right, so we have the strength card coming through. So maybe it has to do with the Leo energy. So I don't know if you are watching this right now, but maybe it is a birthday. In this particular deck, this strength card is called Lust. So there might be extra sassy energy coming through. Maybe something is taking a lot of your strength even to resist, but I'm getting that this is something you don't really want to resist. This is something that comes over time. There is a true trust between you and someone else, but sometimes the strength card does come through when you've gone through something, or you're about to go through something, or you're going through something now, and it's going to require a lot of strength. Also patience and understanding that there's a reflection and a truth that needs to happen to the animal part of you. That part that just sort of wants to be off the leash and roar. But there's also knowing when there has to be restraint on something. Sometimes something takes willpower, either way. Sometimes this is a real letting loose and letting go kind of energy, and sometimes it is a restraining energy. But it is coming through to give you a little extra boost to know that you are strong enough to handle something, to change something, to walk away from something, to walk towards something. It's strength all around, and it's inner and outer strength. It's not pushy power. It's not forcing your hand in the lion's mouth. It's more like honey on the wound. Sometimes I see this card as the quiet approach to the situation. I will say this is giving me a lot of, I would have said, these readings, I am getting a lot of orgasmic kind of energy with this particular card. It does look like something is being released. So, but I do feel like it is a good release. I'm going to show you this. I put this up right at the bottom. You do have the High Priestess. So it might take a lot of strength for some of you to remain silent about something. It might take a lot of strength on someone else's part to keep silent until the right time comes through to let something out, for something to be revealed. This is telling you you have huge power in your spiritual gifts as well. So do trust your intuition on something. Trust that you can feel the energy of a person, yourself, an environment, whatever it is, and know when is the right time. I hear to break through. I am getting a breaking through kind of energy. that makes me think of an epiphany. So this could be a really big message that comes through sort of spiritually all of a sudden, really recognizing it's truth, but it's spiritual truth. And it's also truth that comes with authenticity and integrity, because there has to be responsibility with the high priestess on how to use those gifts. So they are not out of ego, and they are decisions and spiritual lessons and blessings that are for the highest and greatest good of all. And sometimes the answer you want to hear isn't the one that is the best answer. The high priestess comes through when you are not just gaining insight from the divine, from God, but that you embody those lessons. It's a direct connection to source. So you are receiving direct connection and guidance. Maybe this is even blessings that angels are bringing towards you. Like it could be tiny little nudges in one direction or the other. It always feels gentle and it feels very personal when these messages come in. They are not pushy. That is more of an ego kind of energy, or a lower vibration kind of energy. Anything that wants to push you in a certain direction. These are just suggestions from spirit. What you do, you get to choose, because we are here to learn. We have free will. So it's using those gifts wisely, or, you know, even trusting your intuition with something on how to navigate a certain situation in the best, most spiritual light possible. This high priestess almost has, look at her, she's connected to the universes, and yet she is grounded on this beautiful earth. The earth is one with nature, and it is in abundance. And she has these, they're not strings that are holding something down. That's maybe this way. She is almost orchestrating these energetic strings around her. So it is really paying attention to the energy that you feel, the vibrations. She is tuned into all of those vibrations, but she's also a part of how to make those vibrations bright, light, spiritual, and high, so that she is connected to the right vibrations back. And she knows how to release, dissipate, and be protected on anything that it was a lower vibration. There is nothing that can come in between the connection you have with the highest of the high. Nothing. So there is such a great trust here that something will be worked out, that something will work out, that you have the strength to get through something. And also really being in the energy of knowing when something is meant to be and to become. I feel like with, look at, there's all these like diamonds, these facets of a situation. Maybe a diamond in the rough. You have this camel. I think it's a camel. Yeah, to get across any long desert and get through something. Maybe it was like a dry spell or a plateaued kind of energy, but it looks like this camel has found it to the oasis of abundance here. So let's go back to an oracle card. This is the Repair, Evolution, Growth oracle cards. Let's just get another message for you guys. What would be helpful for you right now with the energy of the High Priestess and strength? That one is, you have a lot of 11s. I just will show you this. Sometimes the strength card is 8 and sometimes it's 11. Here you have 11, and it does look like with those Roman numerals, even though that's a 2, it does look like another 11, 11. So maybe it is that 11, 11 energy, or 11, 2, or 2, 11. The 2 is maybe your life path 11 or 2. Also, the 2 is a feminine energy. It's the yin. It's allowance. It's letting something come to you as well. So let's get one Repair, Evolution, and Growth Oracle card, please and thank you. What is one message to be helpful right now for the collective? Somebody is inflexible and resisting change. Maybe change takes a lot of willpower, release, flexibility. I mean, you do have somebody coming out of their shell, but if they have this shell, they have this protective energy around them. So it says you or the person involved are very set in their ways. So you're maybe dealing with somebody who's very strong, but maybe a very not a mutable sign. A very it could be somebody really stubborn, that they're set in their ways that are impending growth. So there is something that needs to change. So someone's getting stuck in their own way, digging in their heels, or being in the energy of self-doubt, or just not comfortable or flexible when things are different than what they're used to, even if what they're used to is not comfortable. So be more open-minded. It's telling you just be more open-minded to see maybe the other person's point of view, to expand your perspective in a healthy way. Oftentimes being too rigid masks the problem that causes imbalance and unrest. So it could be that someone's in that Nine of Swords energy too, or they're just never really feeling like they're comfortable. It's like uncomfortable in the comfort zone, but it's what someone's used to or what they believe that they should have, or so worried about all the changes that have to happen that there's just a resistance kind of energy. Its flexibility is needed to create flow. So this might have to be a life lesson that somebody is learning. This could be somebody in your life where you are helping somebody see something more flexible, more open-minded. Maybe you are the one able to help someone come out of their shell, but this could be you also having to come out of your shell, let down some walls, and take a few steps. Change doesn't have to happen all at once and feel completely overwhelming, although sometimes circumstances come and big changes have to happen. But it's still, even after big changes, even if that was like a tower energy, has to be step by step by step by step. One step at a time. I hear baby steps. So it doesn't have to be big, huge leaps. Sometimes the small steps get you same place, just in a different timing. So let's do another message. This is the spirit messages. What is a spirit message to be helpful right now for the collective on somebody being inflexible or resisting change, but possibly coming out of their shell in due time, or in the right situation, or with the right inspiration and or partnership or person? One message for the collective, please. Thank you. Every time these words surprise me on how tiny they are. Okay, it says don't lose sight of this truth. You came here, you're getting almost the same message here. You came here to evolve and grow, not to stay stuck in this little shell. You came here to break the mold. You came here to have spiritual growth. You came here to have physical changes in your life, in your environment, and new chapters. So you came here to evolve and to grow, and it is necessary sometimes to experience difficult times, because that's when you grow the most. It's just, you know, kind of feels like that unfortunate conundrum, you know, like, why do you have to grow the most when you go through the most shit? It sort of sucks. But then you look back and you see how far you got to come. If you just were in that plateaued, stagnant, boring, like, I don't know why I see like a vanilla kind of energy where there was just no little spice or no flavor, everything was the same all of the time, there's no big changes that happen. So I don't know why I see like hot peppers, like chili peppers coming in and just kind of spicing something up. So there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. Look at yourself through that higher perspective. How blessed you are to get to be here and to do all of these experiences. How the biggest things that you've had to have strength for catapulted your spiritual growth, really made big changes in your life. I don't know why I hear a year. So maybe you're looking back at the last year you've had, or someone else's, and seeing how far you've come. But if you've had maybe a long, like, not much has changed in a while, I feel like maybe in a year, you're going to look back, or somebody else is going to look back and be flabbergasted. Wow, that was a weird word to come through, on how much has changed. Almost like you have jumped an entire timeline. Like unbelievable changes. And even if your world kind of feels the same, I feel like those big changes are in you or maybe somebody else. It feels like I feel very proud. Like it feels good, but also a little bit, what is that emoji with a, like, wow, I'm getting wow energy. Like big changes are going to come through. Or you're looking back and seeing how much has changed because of certain situations. So, let's get an animal. Let's get an animal energy for you guys right now. What is the animal energy that the collective is connecting to most to be helpful to understand these changes, evolving spiritual growth, and true strength? One message, please, and thank you. Oh, wow. The Arabian oryx, or ornyx. I don't know if I'm saying that. Oryx. Look at that animal. It is in the desert. So maybe there was kind of a dry situation that is going to change. It looks like, this turtle is definitely in an emotional situation or in the water. So that's emotions. So this is keeping your composure through all of the challenges that you have. This is about how you react to something with grace. So maybe how you react to something is changing from how you would have reacted to something in the past. It could also be how someone else is changing their reactions, which means they're breaking some cycles and making some changes. This environment looks pretty harsh. So I feel like you can handle harsh environments pretty good. And also, I know it's not a goat. I guess it's maybe in the goat family, but it makes me think of how the goats can really go into amazing, like goats can like climb trees or go up this mountain where they have like this much of a platform to stand there with their hooves and they just like hang out. How do they do that? So amazing. Look at how that card looks in the light. That's so cool. Maybe it's about the light of something or making something lighter, but this is also determination and it's liberation. It is feeling free. It's having mindful resolve with any difficult situation. It's also number 4, which is like the emperor. And that is having a solid footing, solid, stable ground where you can build something beautiful, a structure that grows because it's on the right foundation. So let's go backwards. Let's go back to the tarot, but use a different tarot deck. Just to sort of sum this energy up, let's pull a card on that energy that's a little bit inflexible or resistant or a little stubborn with the changes that need to happen. What is a little more clarity on that energy for the collective, please? And thank you. Ooh, well, that makes sense. The Knight of Swords. So it does mean that changes might have to happen really fast. Or it might mean that somebody doesn't know how fast to go to make these changes. Maybe they feel like they have to do everything all at once instead of doing it one step at a time. This could be somebody around you that has the energy of, We're going to show you this too, because I just stared at it on my lap. You do have the Chariot, so you do have change and victory coming in. But let's look at this character. This could be you or someone else. It's usually an air sign. So Gemini, Aquarius, Libra does not have to be. This person is pretty smart. They got their helmet on. They're protective. We don't know how fast this motorcycle is going, but it looks like they're doing something independently. And it has a lot of energy of excitement. Also, the energy of, it's confidence, but it's different confidence than the Knight of, it's different confidence than the Knight of Wands. It's like confidence in their mind. But let's take a look at that energy, because sometimes that person has those blinders on so much. They have such a focus on something having to be a certain way because that's the way that they saw it, that's the way it always was, or that's what it has to be, that they never take those blinders off or see the bigger perspective of something. You have to have that flexibility when this energy comes through. You have to know when to take the blinders off, when to see something in a different perspective, how to be open-minded and adjust your decisions or your directions because of information that comes in, because of experiences that you have had, because of new knowledge gained through different experiences. When this Knight is upside down, it is someone who's inflexible and has tunnel vision. It could be also somebody a little harsh with their words, or very like their mind is set and nobody's gonna change it, even if there's something better. That's a better solution, a better way, a better perspective, or just a different one, to at least take that into consideration so there can be a little bit more of a merging of energy and adaptability in thoughts or conversations. When this person's upside down, they talk over someone. They don't really hear the other side of a story. They only hear their own thoughts. And they can be so wrapped up in their thoughts that they get very presumptuous or over analytical, and then their decisions are kind of wonky. But when this person's upright, they know how to think on their toes. It's a smart cookie. It's a very intelligent individual. And they want to have all of the knowledge so they can make smart choices. But I do see this often as the winds of change are coming. Somebody could be coming towards you really fast. Maybe somebody decided that finally there needed to be some changes, and once they started making a couple steps, everything unfolds so much easier. It's just those first few steps were hard. It might mean that there's a couple of hiccups or hurdles along the way, but I feel like this person is pretty agile to know how to maneuver around anything that may have gotten in their way in the past. It's something that is unstoppable. If it is anything that is divine or meant for you, whether it's meant for you to learn a lesson or have your energy of destiny or something that was meant to be come in, it's going to come in. How you maneuver around those energies is your free will, or how someone else does. Upside down, this is chaotic force. This person sometimes upside down is the person that is so all over the place with their decisions. You never know what they're going to do because they're taking everything in and not having that maybe discernment on what is the truth, what is some bullshit, what is the right stuff to listen to, and what should you take with a grain of salt. Or it's all of their own thoughts that are sort of, it's almost like if your brain was like a nice, neat little library, it's like all of the books fell out and they're all over the place and they don't really know which one they're handling at once. I feel like maybe this person is getting more organized in their thoughts and the direction that they are ready to move in. And once they get a little more organized or focused, maybe even get out of the muck or the energy or all those books, you know, kind of the messy situation, and look at it back from a different perspective, they'll know how to make some changes to begin. I feel like something has to look a little bit messy before it becomes streamlined. But something is going to be streamlined. At the bottom, you got the Chariot. You have victory. You have movement. You have where there were chaotic forces going different ways before in the past, now working with you. You've figured out how to keep the right energies that want to go in the right direction with you. You got back into the driver's seat here. Look at that fancy car. And it's like there's two roads this car is coming from. Which way did it come from? Looks like either path that they took got you to this point, which is the destination you're supposed to be at. Where you direct yourself in the future is going to be different than how you came from the past, from whatever lesson was gone through to get you here. Sometimes this is a trip. It's going on an actual trip. It's having something happen in your life where it does feel like a victory, or you got on the right path, got you on the right road, moving in the right direction, but it's feeling back in control. And it's also recognizing where control needs to be released out there so there can be a trust. You know, if this beautiful lady always had that lion on a big old leasharoo and that lion wanted to go run around, it should be the kind of trust where the lion has that freedom but works with the energy to go together. Maybe there had to be something that had to be controlled a little bit in the past to get, you know, I don't know, I'm getting that alpha energy, but I don't feel like that sense of control is on anyone else. I feel like it's the energy of control within yourself to know how to keep something solid in you and release it out there where it doesn't belong. Because any harsh control you have on anyone else is just going to make something want to go away. Or maybe try to go in a different direction. I hope that made sense. This is preserving willpower, and upside down it's tested dedication. So when you have, you know, the energy of strength, it could be somebody around the person you're thinking about, or someone around you is just kind of testing you to see if something is within the truth of your heart and the integrity of your soul, or if it's just not. If it is, you're going to take whatever reins are needed and go whatever direction is needed to make whatever changes are needed to go on the path that you feel is your destiny. There shouldn't be anything that's going to hold you back. Otherwise, that's where maybe a cord needs to be cut, and it could take some strength to do that. Let's go to one more. Let's do this one. I haven't done the power deck in quite a while, so let's do one message to sum this reading up from the power deck. I hope this reading was helpful for you guys. The Chariot, the High Priestess, the Strength card are all pretty big. This is just clarifying a certain personality that you need to know about, or facet within you. But I feel like there's something that is of a divine direction. And with the High Priestess, it's going to have some divine guidance. It's like, even if you don't really know what's going on up the road ahead, you got the spiritual compass. You got the internal map to really know that something is the right way for you or not. I hear backtrack. Maybe somebody like backed out of something, or was going forward with momentum but then kind of got stalled, maybe because of a hurdle or something, and kind of backed up. I feel like if something backed up, it's going to come back, but it's going to come back different and right. Clarity to sum this up with collective, please and thank you. I got this beautiful waterfall, almost like I don't know if that's a lily. It's so pretty. It's like an iris. I just thought of Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. And it's ever flowing out of this mountain. So when I see the mountain, I think of obstacles or something that was tough to get over, to give you strength, or to figure out how to find the path of least resistance. But this is pouring into the universe of possibilities. It is going with the flow. Being flexible with changes coming in. So this is the South, and it's red. It's also 6, which is like the Lovers or balance. The flower of your being begins to bloom. You are blooming. When you move with the flow of life. There is a process of letting go, moving your conscious out of your mind and into your body mind. So out of your mind into your body mind. She is very grounded here. Or your shaman center, which is an inch or two below your navel. Feel your receptivity as you become still. Watch the waterfall flow as if you were the mountain high above it. Be serene, be at ease, and totally within your power. Both of these are very powerful energies. Where is it? And then let the waterfall of life work for you. Becoming like a twig carried along its rushing surface. It's almost like that reading I had where I saw the spiritual flamingo floaty. It's like you found your right spiritual floaty to kind of just go with the flow. And when you're there, you can go over those heavy rapids. You can really bathe and enjoy when it's the lull. Become one with the water, dissolving the sense of your mind and living totally in your instinctual nature. Let go and relax into the eternal flow. It is telling you have to like relax and let go. Go with the flow of changes and trust yourself that you can maneuver yourself, make the decisions you need to in the moment, speak up when you need to, stay silent if it feels right, recognize the energies in any environment, partnership, or place you're in and also within yourself, and you will be divinely guided. So there's a release in resistance so you can head towards feeling stable and victorious. And with this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. I hope this reading was helpful, and I will see you soon. Bye.